In the colossal arena of the Olympics, nations collide and heroes are born. America has given us legends from the likes of Michael Jordan's aerial ballet to the unyielding power of the Williams sisters, Phelps's command of the water, and displays of unrivaled acrobatics by Simone Biles. But there's a whole world out there with its own heroes, its own definitions of strength. We had one hell of a scramble to fill in the void that was left over from the canceled plans by the Xiaojun monks that we were supposed to train with. But the luck of the draw that y'all witnessed last episode unearthed old sages of strength performing feats I've never seen. Would our luck continue? Could we perchance get a taste of China's heroes? This is Strength Unknown. During our visit in the park, we received notice that we'd have a very busy day ahead of us. Our next stop would be a one-of-a-kind arena, a space dedicated to mastering a sport of high speed, lightning reflexes, and precision. A training ground for an Olympic hero with a common folk in mind. We were to meet with the coaches of this facility and learn about how strength plays an important role in their training. In China, ping pong is no backyard hobby, not left in the dark like in our stateside garages. They train hard in gyms that make our basements blush. We had the luck of seeing the epicenter of this grit, the home turf of Xiaojun, an Olympic golden boy twice over, with a championship list to make your head spin. For them, it's not just ping pong, it's everything.
Ah, there it is.
This was a spontaneous visit. Despite that, we were still lucky enough to get in some quality practice with some experienced Superman coaches, who were all leagues better at ping pong than anyone I had ever seen before. They took me through the ropes and had me feel a certain way I have never felt before. I became their ragdoll and was even pitted against an AI machine.
This is a human versus robot in ping pong. This is such a great way to get the reps in with and master your technique, because this thing is precise, launch the ball in a repetitive manner, and it doesn't have that human element, so you could really, like I said, just keep getting the reps, rehearse and rehearse.
With this 120-pound trainer manipulating my movements like a master puppeteer, I gleaned the fundamentals. And once the strings were cut, I faced off against our greatest technological ally and adversary, the machine. My instincts honed in, the ball's trajectory etched in mind, my technique refined, embodying the steady flow of a Latvian oak tree. Watching from the sidelines, an envious Romar couldn't handle my quick ascent. He goaded my coach into cranking up the AI's aptitude, turning our once docile opponent into a ruthless ping pong Terminator.
Oh my God! Why are you doing this to me? This is not necessary. Whose idea was this? Are you guys amused?
To continue this footage is too embarrassing to share, so instead behold the maestro himself. To his eyes, the rapid-fire shots of these tiny Atlas stone projectiles became graceful butterflies, each one met with a perfect return. His agility, the balance of power and grace in his swings, and his tireless aim left me pondering, what kind of physical training underpins this level of athleticism and endurance?
With Superman, how many days a week is he training in here?
差不多一周2次。
Okay, twice every week.
Just 2 times a week in here working on strength and fitness. How long do you train in the gym?
About 2 hours.
Oh, nice. 2 hours twice a week.
Yes.
Watching Xiaojun command the table from afar, his footwork and spacing mimicking tennis was an enigma. There had to be more than just ping pong drills behind their lightning quick lateral movements and the consistent power they put behind each return. The coach guided us through exercises focusing on core rotation, foot speed, balance coupled with hand-eye coordination, and reactive shuffling. It was a departure from my comfort zone, but I took to it with surprising grace, like a swan performing an elegant ballet, unwavering, steadfast, and never falling.
Were you okay?
My admiration goes out to the coaches and athletes who've taken what might seem a casual hobby and elevated it into an intensive art form. The speed, power, and precision we've seen in action here is the product of an immense amount of work. It's fascinating to witness the global spread of strength training, not just as a recreational pursuit, but as a practice embraced by sports typically associated with leaner, smaller physiques. And speaking of strength, our next leg of the journey will take us to get a glimpse at the very core of this nation's strength culture, a world record-claiming superstar weightlifter.
Traveling day 573, at least it feels like that.
Flying out of Shanghai.
We're about to head over to Tianjin by train. I'm really excited. It's gonna be bullet train.
Bullet train.
Yesterday turned out to be better than anything we could have hoped for in this series.
Yeah.
And now we're off to see Lu Xiao. Like, this guy is a truly great weightlifter.
This is a rare experience to see the backstage of a weightlifter. These high caliber weightlifters.
They usually are pretty, just remote and pulled away from the public eye unless they're competing. So this is gonna be really cool, just to get some behind the scenes and hang out with him. Hopefully get to know him and what he's like as a person, not just a guy on stage lifting incredible weight.
As the last day in Shanghai came to an end, we took in some final views and reflected. What an eclectic metropolis this was to visit. A captivating merger of cultures from east to west, it felt welcoming, familiar, yet astonished us with visuals and a hustling lifestyle that took us off guard.
Right now I'm trying to understand what Kevin is trying to tell me. What is that? And he said Tianjin Way and went like this, and now I'm very confused.
Kevin.
Donkey.
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 We eat the donkey.
Donkey, yeah. Very good.
Tianjin.
Hey, number one.
Number one? Oh.
Chinese
Tianjin.
number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a Tianjin Way. Ooh, on to Tianjin. Tianjin, leaving Shanghai. Made it on the train. I can't tell. I would be lying if I said I was comfortable. I thought I'd be more comfortable. This is gonna be a little rough.
This was an 8-hour-long grueling travel. My state of being squished, hot and sticky faded from my mind as I took in various views of mountains, villages, rolling greens, and temples. Time stretched, but I was lost in the scenery rushing by on this high-speed bullet train rolling at 332 kilometers per hour, faster than that of a passenger plane during takeoff.
If my face doesn't show excitement, it's because I'm exhausted, but this is cool. We're in Tianjin. Yeah, baby, let's go. Next adventure. Yeah, I miss my couch.
But your standard.
This is the king. This is the parrot.
And then when we're walking and talking,
What's that? Martins.
Gotta watch out for cars, gotta watch out for people, and gotta watch out for malicious robots trying to run me over. There's a lot going into this. We just had about 3 meetings just to figure out how to make everything work with Lou, because he is revered here as just something exceptional, beyond a top athlete. I mean,
Locals call him God here.
he is revered as God by a lot of athletes here. So it's a huge deal to even get a smidge of his time, let alone ours. So we're trying to make sure that we know exactly where the cameras are going to be, trying to make sure we know exactly what we're going to say, how we're going to say it, when to smile, when to breathe, when to scratch our noses. There's a lot going into this. We about to board the vehicle for tea time? All right, tea time. All these balloons here, guys. This is like Balloon City. It's adorable.
I hope Robart uses these shots. These are cool.
One of my favorite things about the city culture here is also how many people are biking, and especially there's a lot of mopeds and of course gas-powered bikes, but also a lot of retrofitted electric bikes, like clearly with like older mopeds that are rusty and look like straight out of Mad Max, running on electric motors that are more modern. I always love that clash of old and new.
This place is gorgeous. It's so peaceful. Oh, I love this. That's refreshing. It's got like this woody, earthy smell. I can't describe it.
When he serves you tea,
Yeah.
tap the table.
Tap the table when he serves tea.
Twice. 2 times.
Is that a thank you?
Yes.
He doesn't have a tool. She just and
It's like you're kneeling.
Yeah, like this. And that's thank you.
Yeah, it's a,
So-
it's a sign of it's a sign of
Okay, so when the tea comes,
when he puts it in front of you,
When he puts it in
or
front of
you,
okay, awesome.
Yeah, okay, B-roll.
try to
This is meeting number 5.
Yeah, we keep, every location keeps changing.
This
yeah.
And then lights on the wall.
is worth it. It's worth it.
Alright, so we
For
got
a guy revered
camera
as the
positions.
god of weightlifting.
Liu Xiaojun, a weightlifting marvel standing on the top of Goat Hill with 7 world championship wins.
Is he the person on the team that always makes the tea?
Liu has a daily ritual, a cherished prelude to his training, the tea ceremony. A deep-rooted tradition, it offers Liu hours of tranquility before the storm of heavy lifting. For him, it's a cornerstone practice. It soothes the mind, purges the body, and charges focus with a subtle kick of caffeine. While on the national team, Liu enjoys his tea in solitude, but with an open-door policy. His space remains accessible for younger athletes to drop in, fostering connection, sparking conversation, and encouraging the exchange of training methodologies.
Was it always weightlifting for you ever since you were young, or were there other sports that fascinated you or that you were interested in?
What Liu says here is that in his childhood years, weightlifting was an unexplored realm. Hailing from a rural village, he saw sports as a potential gateway to a broader world. Weightlifting surfaced as one of many school sports he sampled, and it landed him a spot on a team of 30 students. Their training began humbly with bamboo sticks, fine-tuning technique before strength. The coach patiently observed their progress, handpicking a select few who demonstrated remarkable skill to progress onto an advanced team where they worked with actual weights and strength training.
Is he happy that his coach directed him that way? Because he could be a completely different person right now.
For Liu, the true value of his weightlifting achievements doesn't reside in personal fulfillment. His joy stems from the ability to provide for his family, to uproot them from their village life, and to offer them a better existence. But the journey to secure that life was demanding. In the early 2000s, thoughts of surrender loomed large in Liu's mind. The coaching methodology was merciless, fixated predominantly on the consistent execution of heavy clean and jerks and snatches with little regard for accessories.
And why did he want to quit?
During this challenging period, injuries accumulated in his knees, lower back, and shoulder, pushing Liu to what he perceived as his breaking point. However, the assurance of job security as a weightlifting coach, contingent on a top 8 placement at the Chinese National Games, kept him tethered to his path.
But did you ever enjoy the sport? Did you have a moment where you were like, oh, I love this sport?
It wasn't until 2009 that Liu truly fell in love with weightlifting. Prior to that year, his relationship with the sport was one of mere compliance. He executed the coach's directives, embraced the grind, and endured both physical pain and relentless fatigue.
So what happened in 2009?
A coaching change in 2009 reshaped his approach to training, transitioning to a more holistic model, heeding the body signals, prioritizing accessory work, and establishing a solid strength base through squats rather than overemphasizing the competitive movements. This shift resulted in a newfound vitality for Liu and significantly reduced his injury rate, with only a minor back strain occurring, which was swiftly remedied through acupuncture.
His main form of recovery is acupuncture?
We learned that for Liu, traditional massage doesn't provide the depth needed to alleviate spasming, tense, or sore muscles. His preferred method of recovery is acupuncture. The deep penetration of the needles provides a level of rejuvenation that primes him for the demands of high-frequency training.
What an intense interview. That was quite awesome, and it went much more smoothly than I could have hoped for and anticipated. You know, of course, there's a big language barrier between Travis, Scott, and Liu's manager. We managed and got through it, and wow, we learned quite a bit of things. I'm gonna have to give acupuncture a try, I guess.
There's no joking around when it comes to the restorative power of a tea ceremony. It truly primes the body and mind for some serious lifting. Now refreshed, it was time to draw from Liu Xiaojun's weightlifting well of knowledge at his friend's local gym.
Okay, we're doing this. About to work out. Here we have the big boss. He's a power lifter, and he's the owner here?
Yes.
Beautiful space.
什么时候开的？17年。Started in 2017.
All right, yeah. Nice, very good.
Over tea, I asked Liu for his guidance in refining my overhead press, a movement that's left my shoulders war-torn from years of heavy log pressing, behind the neck jerks, and pushing the circus dumbbell press to its limit in recent major competitions. In response, Liu shared a series of foundational exercises designed to unlock the hips, stabilize the shoulders, and work the triceps while stretching the lats. His range of motion and control didn't cease to amaze. This workout, however, from an avalanche of insights mixed with translation confusions, at times was overwhelming.
He said because your hands are big, use less than yours. I think. Maybe it's 3. I don't know.
Liu's approach to side raises was a revelation. He's incorporated them into his own training, lifting up to 25 kilos or 55 pounds to strengthen his grip while conditioning the stability needed throughout the entire range of motion for his favorite pressing style, the squat jerk. Getting a feel for these has me eager to incorporate them into my own routine.
I mean, with a dumbbell, yes, but this is different. I've never
他这个话是你抱任何东西，你抱任何东西不是得靠这个握力。Yeah.
Maybe I'll try going heavier slowly.
他说一会儿可以睡。Gotta say, I prefer.
For those following at home, I challenge you to try these side raises with light plates. The real test is to keep your palms facing down, resisting the urge to twist the plates. Push yourself to raise your arms as high as possible without faltering in form. I personally had to allow myself a sneaky twist to get the height you're seeing here.
Just about that. Control it with your shoulder.
Can you help me translate? What kind of warm-ups does he do to get his elbows higher?
慢慢这样拉，慢慢就做几个知道吗？就是。
Oh, the tricep. Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
Never seen that before, right?
就没必要，他有时候啊，就没必要就是这么的，他尖了，没必要他这么太死。
Relax, relax. Feel the
the tension here.
Mm-hmm.
这里是需要放松是吧？觉得就让他感受 ，just feel the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And then do it again, and then you can.
With the warm-up behind us and the clock racing forward, it was time for some push jerks under Lou's discerning gaze. His critiques, suggestions, and fine-tuning, an invaluable addition. The adjustments Lou made were subtle and astute, as he quickly called out that the log and barbell mechanics are different, and it was hard for me to switch out of habits developed for log pressing.
就往向上怎么样就是用力用合适知道吧？不是说这样，知道吧？
他们那个美国人的胯就一般来说会宽一点。
对对对。
He said that you don't really need to go so far out, I think, with the barbell.
尽量
With a barbell, because we go this way. He's saying that for him, they don't do that.
With the barbell, not so much.
尽量就是我们。
Is it specific to the barbell?
是不是因为它是这个杠铃？
不是这个杠铃的事情，知道吗？尽量就是。
This session was a mental workout. Teaching my body to tense the glutes while relaxing the quads will be a process of adaptation. However, the cue that resonated the most was to approach the leg drive as if performing a broad jump. It seems my training will be gaining some new accessories. For far too long, strength has been synonymous with the colossal, with the mountainous muscles and the heavier set frames, with beings that appear plucked from the realms of myth and legend. Yet the world is witnessing a shift, a broadening of perspectives. Strength training is becoming more inclusive, more accessible, and it's a universal trait meant for all of us. Whether you're in your golden years seeking to recapture the vibrancy of youth, or you're engaged in a sport where the emphasis lies on agility and speed over sheer bulk, or perhaps you're drawn to the raw power and resilience of a wolverine, capable of standing its ground against masses many times its size, to walk the path of strength is a must. Seeing such a vivid display of power from individuals across every walk of life here in China only serves to bolster my resolve. It's a visceral reminder of why we created Rec-It Gym and the Rec-It Power app in the first place. Our mission has always been to shatter the notion that heavy training is the exclusive domain of a privileged few, to challenge that preconception and fling wide the gates, because strength, true strength, is a universal pursuit, and it's high time we opened it to the world. For you guys watching, remember, you are strength. Our next video challenges what I've personally believed about Eastern body types and stature. My perception of where towering warriors hail from has forever been changed. But before we show you a sneak peek of the next episode, if you like what you're seeing, please consider supporting our sponsors. Barbell Apparel is having a major 4th of July sale and you won't want to miss it. Plus, you can order some of our Strength Unknown shirts. See details below. And now for the preview.